Hello and everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. It's the 1st of November 2021 and it's our last class before the short holiday. Luckily, we have Monday for our one class this week. Okay, so we are still in unit number 8 of the topic time to spare, and I have decided to make a recording of today's lesson on models and semi-models. Okay, models is something that is very common that we have heard before. Banyaklah example that you should know: can, what else, could, may, might, and etc. However, for the word semi-models, this is probably something that most of us, I think some of us have not heard about this before. And it consists of the words such as there, apa lagi, need to, if I'm not mistaken, and sorry, need, not need to, need, and another one is used to, and also ought to. Okay, we are going to look into the details of this one, but these four are basically the family of the semi-models. I think it's rarely used. Sometimes we don't even notice that we are actually using it, but as long as we know how to use it correctly, then it should be fine. So let's continue to our next slide. So these are the things that we are going to do. Basically, in this YouTube session, we are going to go in details on some of the grammar notes that Madam Florini has prepared. And after that, you are going to complete task A, B, and C. Then in the end, I am going to prepare Microsoft Forms for you to transfer your answer later. Okay. This is a suggestion for Madam Florini's class, but for my class, I want you to transfer your answers into the Microsoft Forms. Okay, so let's get to the first thing is this article. I want you to read it on your own during your own free time later on. It's nice topic, Malaysian food, a fusion of fantastic flavors. Okay, so let's get to the actual topic. So these are some examples of models and semi-models. As you can see, we have the word can, could, must, should, may, might, would, needn't, ataupun need not, be able to, have to, mustn't or must not, don't have to, ataupun do not have to. So these are the examples. So let's look at the first thing here. Okay, as you can see here, models and semi-models, can and could. We use can plus bare infinitive. Okay, maybe this is the first thing that we have to get clear lah. Okay, biasanya we use can, kat situ cakap can plus bare infinitive. Okay, when you see this thing, bare infinitive, we have to know there's an opposite of this one. Dia akan ada opposite. Opposite dia adalah, dia punya opposite saya bagi X lah. The opposite dia adalah the to infinitive. Kan, I think I have been reminding you and many other classes in MRSMKK about the use of models and verb. Kita kena ingat, bila ada bare infinitive tu maksudnya selepas perkataan can ataupun any other models, you cannot add to. Ni salah. A very common thing that I've seen from the students of MRSMKK, I have to write this in red lah. Biasanya dia akan tulis, we must to study, contohnya. This is wrong. Because of the word to here, it makes it wrong. Kadang-kadang ada lagi buat, we must to eat food. No. So whenever you have the word to, that is going to be wrong. Sebabnya selepas models, it has to be bare infinitive. So the correct one is, dia akan jadi we must study. This is correct. Ataupun we must eat. So these are the correct form. So be careful. Ramai yang suka buat we must tu lah, we can tu lah, semua tu salah. Okay, so let's get into the details here. Okay, we use can waktu bila? When we want to talk about general ability. Maksudnya kebolehan untuk melakukan sesuatu sama ada in the present and in the future. Okay, kalau nak cakap I can play football very well. Hari ni kau boleh main, in the future pun kau boleh main. So we use can to make requests, okay, untuk buat permintaan. Then we use can to ask for permission. People can enter this cave and explore if they like it, okay, giving permission. So in order to make it negative, just add ni je lah. We can, C-A-N apostrophe T, that it becomes negative. You should know that one very well. Then the next thing is the word could. Okay, could ni biasanya we talk about the general ability but in the past. So kalau past tense for the word can is could. Okay, then we use could also to talk about possibility. Okay, kemungkinan. We could go sailing if the wind went down by tomorrow. Dia bukan saja untuk past, tapi boleh cakap pasal possibility that's going to happen in the future lah. We could do this tomorrow if the weather is permitting us. We could learn music if we find a good teacher, contoh. Okay, then for polite request, buat permintaan dengan bersopan. Could you please do this to me? And to make suggestion, bagi cadangan. We could go to the cinema to watch the latest movie, for example. So that's can and could. There's going to be a lot, so I'm going to make it a little faster. Then may dengan might. Okay, may dengan might are two different things. We use may when we want to talk about possibility in the future, kemungkinan di masa depan juga. And for polite request and for polite permission. So may dengan apa tadi? Could hampir-hampir sama, tapi mungkin may ni je lebih apa, bersopan lah. Then we use might untuk bercakap tentang possibility in the future juga, as the past tense of may. Ini paling common lah, past tense untuk perkataan may. I might have done well if I follow your instruction yesterday, contohnya. I might score in the exam if I studied well. So benda tu semua benda yang dah lepas. Okay, and the next one is must. We use must with bad infinitive to say something that is necessary, yang perlu. I must be home at 7 o'clock at the latest, mesti. Okay, talk about obligation. Obligation ni macam perkara yang kewajipan lah. Okay, we are obliged. Obligation, kewajipan. Kewajiban ke kewajipan? Aku pun tak pasti. Decide lah. Okay, we must wear helmet when riding a motorbike. Okay, in this country, Malaysia lah. Show that we are sure that something is true. Kalau kau confirm benda tu betul, you have to use the word must. My sister must be nervous about the dance competition. Okay, when you want to recommend something, mencadangkan, recommendation, mencadangkan. Okay, mencadangkan sesuatu, then you can use the word must. Okay, we use mustn't untuk negative lah. When something that is not allowed, we mustn't speak on our mobile phones when we are driving. Okay, and the next one, should. Should ni kita guna biasa bila kita nak bagi advice. When you want to give advice, we use the word should. Okay, we want to use advice. Lepas tu, when you want to ask for advice, minta cadangan daripada orang. What should I do in order for you to stay healthy? You should do this if you want to live longer, contohnya. Okay, so giving advice, we use the word should. Remember. Then the word would, kita guna perkataan would bila, kat sini. Ought to can also be used to give advice, but it is not usually used in the question form. Nampak tu? So this is the semi-models that I told you just now. So this can be used, but it cannot be used in question form. Tak boleh. Tak boleh guna untuk tanya soalan. So boleh guna untuk giving advice je. you ought to do this. You should do this lah maksudnya. Okay, next one, would. Actions that we did regularly in the past but that we don't do now. I would always go for a run in the morning before I started to work. Maksudnya, dulu kau suka buat benda tu but not anymore. Okay. And we can use this one for polite request. Would you please buy some batteries for my camera? Minta dengan nada yang baik lah. Okay, that's when we use the word would. And the next one is need not ataupun needn't. Okay, I write another form. Needn't ataupun need not. Okay, we use needn't plus bare infinitive. Bare infinitive to say that something is not necessary. Say that something is not necessary. Terus tak perlulah. We don't use it in affirmative sentence. Kita tak gunakan dalam ayat affirmative sebab dia negatif kan, needn't. You need not take photos at the party because my brother is videotaping. Maksudnya tak perlu buat sesuatu sebab ada orang lain dah buat dah. Okay, look at the note. We can also use need as an ordinary verb. It has affirmative, negative and question forms and it is usually used in the present simple and the past simple. It is followed by a full infinitive. Maksudnya dia ayat lengkap lah. Dia tak gunakan to. Okay, macam bare infinitive juga. So kat sini, need is used for affirmative. Kalau tadi need not, kita tak boleh guna affirmative kan? Affirmative tu ayat yang statement lah, statement yang betul. Okay, and Mary needs to find a new hobby. So ini adalah yang as affirmative. Okay, the twins didn't need to walk to the cinema because their mom took them in the car. So they did not need to walk. Did he need to pay to join the chess class? Maksudnya adakah dia perlu bayar? Okay, I think quite simple also. And I think this is the last one. Be able to. We use be able to talk about ability. I would be able to play football tomorrow contohnya. I will be able to play the guitar tonight. Okay, a specific ability in the past. Maksudnya something yang kau boleh buat dulu tapi tak boleh buat lagi sekarang. She was not able to practice the new dance at the weekend. Ataupun she was able to come but the weather was not permitting. Contohnya lah. Okay, yang penting dia cakap benda yang berlaku di in past. Okay, have to. I think this is also very common to say something that is necessary. You have to do this. You have to rehearse your part in the play every day. Then to talk about obligation, perkara yang kewajipan tadi juga. We have to have some training before we can go parachuting. Maksudnya, if you want to be excellent in that particular thing, you have to practice. If you want to, benda yang wajib lah. If you want to do well, you have to do, keep repeating the same thing again and again. Okay, so yang last kali, there mustn't and don't have to. There is an important difference between mustn't and don't have to. We use mustn't to say that something is not allowed. Okay, so mustn't tak boleh. Okay, whereas we use don't have to show that there is no obligation or necessity. Maksudnya kalau kita guna don't have to, maksudnya ikut kau lah. Ikut kau. Ataupun dari kita aja. Dari kita aja tu. Maksudnya dia tak kisah. Kalau kau nak buat boleh, kalau kau tak nak buat pun boleh. So contohnya kat sini. In basketball, players mustn't kick the ball. Dalam permainan bola keranjang, player tak boleh sepak. So kau tak boleh buat langsung. Okay, mesti kau jangan buat. Tapi kalau don't have to, you don't have to play basketball with us this afternoon if you don't want to. So ada pilihan. So kamu ada pilihan lah kalau don't have to. don't have to, ada pilihan. So if you don't want, it's okay. But if you want, you still can play. So that's the difference between mustn't and don't have to. I believe you should know this one also. Okay, and that's the end of the explanation. Then after this, you are going to do exercises on your own. I'm going to share with you the link together, okay? And read this one. Basically, you have to decide lah group 1, group 2 and group 3 which one is correct. Rasanya sama je ni A dengan B. I think Madam Florin ni made a mistake here. Okay, nanti I'll just combine je. Task A and task B I will combine for you to answer group 1 apa, group 2 apa, group 3 apa. And for task C, okay, this is apa namanya, multiple choice MCQ, multiple choice question, and there's only 8 questions for you to do. All right, so I assume to the islands no need. Okay, that is the end for our session. I'm going to share with you the video afterwards, and watch the video first, then after that you may continue with the task. With that, thank you so much everyone. Bye and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.